You know who's leading the NFL in passing yards right now?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa. You know who's tied for the most passing touchdowns in the NFL right now? Tua Tagovailoa. Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off. Week 2 might have been one of the craziest weeks I've seen in the last 2 weeks, clearly. But we're going to do something differently today, all right? The show's called Caps Off. So the only way to talk about football is to pull something out of the cap. So in this hat, we got a bunch of storylines. We're just going to pick a storyline, and we're just going to talk about it.
There's too many. We can't pick, like, just one right now.
It's making my heart have palpitations right now. I'm just getting anxious.
I know which one you want to pull right now. Tua?
I would love for this one to be Tua. All right, we're going to read it out loud. Oh, my God.
Is it?
What you got?
The Dolphins' comeback proved Tua is a top 10 quarterback.
No.
No.
Are you serious?
It's one game.
I'll tell you what, though. 6 touchdowns, right? 6. 469. Very nice. 469 passing yards. 2 interceptions, that's fine. But six touchdowns, he outdueled Lamar Jackson, who had a hell of a game himself.
He rushed for over 100 yards.
Bro, Tua balled out yesterday. Like, you can say whatever you want about Tua. And I know he's got a whole spiel he wants to go about Tua.
Let me and Lipe talk real quick about this, and then you can get in on it, because I know you got like a 15-minute.
But I will say Tua balled the out, bro. Tua balled out.
Him, Reek, Waddle. Oh, my.
My heart is pounding just thinking about what I need to say.
Papa Santa Claus.
Okay, look, I'm not ready to say that Tua is a top 10 quarterback, but I am willing to say that Tua has the potential to be a top 10 quarterback in the next game, and because they're playing the Buffalo Bills.
Wait, in the next game? What does that mean, bro?
What?
They play the Buffalo Bills.
You mean if he beats the Bills?
If he beats the Bills, Tua will solidify himself as a top 10 quarterback now. Right now.
Okay, and like if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. Like they're not gonna beat the Bills, bro.
Okay, it's an if. It's an if. Okay.
After 2 games.
How do you go from the 22nd quarterback to top 10?
How does Cooper Kupp stay from outside the top 100 to going to number 5 on the list? Okay, it's beside the point. It's beside the point. It's beside the point. 2 weeks, we overreact. That's what we do. Okay. The entire 3 quarters, of Sunday's game against the Ravens. Not great.
Bro,
Still do. Can you just let me speak?
I'm just saying, before you get in here, the whole time, the first half, you're like, I'm fucking done with this guy, man. I'm so out on Tua. Like, I want that guy Lamar. Bring me him. Would you take Tua Lamar right now? Who would you rather have?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, I didn't know how far you're going to go.
If I could take Lamar Jackson or Tua Tagovailoa, it would obviously be Lamar Jackson. But that's beside the point. Do not skew what I'm trying to say here. Okay?
Let me hear you talk.
I just wanted people to know that you were fully out on
Black
Tua,
and
then
white
one
cookies
changed
have
this.
2 sides. Some people like black, some people like white. One day I want the black, one day I like the white. In the 3rd quarter, I'm thinking to myself, all right, the black side of the cookie, it's not great, right? First 3 quarters haven't been good.
Damn,
2 touchdowns, 2 INTs.
Yeah,
those were all on
PC,
Tua.
Brother. That don't seem too PC, my guy.
Okay, I'll say I like the white side of the cookie today.
All
What
right,
you mean, bro? There's 2 sides to it, yin and yang.
All right.
The first 3 quarters of the Miami Dolphins, Tua was not playing great, right? Hasn't been fantastic. 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, still throwing for 300 yards. Okay, mazel tov. But Lamar Jackson just absolutely owning his future franchise, right? But then the 4th quarter starts.
Okay.
And this man, the Hawaiian hope, the talent that we've been saying has been at Alabama, and we haven't seen it in the NFL. But let's just backtrack. His first 2 seasons, you talk about the talent. No talent around him. You got Devontae Parker. Arguably one of the worst separators at the position. Then you got a defensive-minded head coach who, might I add, hates the guy. Then you got co-offensive coordinators. How many times have you seen co-offensive coordinators in the NFL? I'll answer that. Never. We come in this year, we get Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. A coach that is like, you know what? Maybe you got something. And every single person, including you over there with the jawline and you over there.
I was a Tua truther. Chill out on me.
I agree. I'll give you that. But you, I have the receipts. I have semi-receipts, and you into the camera.
Bro, you can get receipts from all of America, bro.
You looking at this video right now, I have your damn receipts too. Because coming into that 4th quarter and leaving the 4th quarter, this man went 13 of 17 for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Take a breather. Calm down.
4 touchdowns.
Balled out.
I don't want to call an ambulance for you, bro.
You know who's leading the NFL in passing yards right now?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa. You know who's tied for the most passing touchdowns in the NFL right now? Tua Tagovailoa. You know what quarterbacks in the last 10 years have thrown for 450 plus and 6 touchdowns in a single game? Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning. Tua Tagovailoa.
Awesome, bro.
So this hate, these receipts that I need to, I'm looking right at you. Bro, if you want to hate on Tua, just relax. If you want to hate on Tua, so be it. But you add talent to the guy. You have a coach that actually likes him. This is the Alabama quarterback we've been talking about.
Yo, didn't Mike White throw for 400 last year?
Yeah, he did. But I like Mike White a lot. That's my guy.
So I'm just saying, one game ain't changing.
Let me overreact to one game, bro. Let me overreact to one game. Tua is on pace to throw for 6,000 yards. He's on pace to throw for 60 touchdowns. Well, that's what we did with Tom Brady last year. And you know who's got the same MVP odds as Tom Brady?
Plus 1,800. You know the guy I'm betting on ain't Tua. That's for sure.
Look, I'm not going to say that, but I might say that right now, yesterday, the better quarterback coming out of the Ravens versus Dolphins game was Tua.
Yeah, Tua balled out. We said that.
It was just one quarter, though. That's the thing, like you said.
He balled out for one quarter, but
Lamar balled all game.
Tua played a really good game. He orchestrated a great comeback. A lot of that was on the Ravens coaching. You've been suspect of the Ravens coaching.
Yeah.
And for them to allow the Dolphins to get it back into the game in one quarter
How many points
is
they scored in the fourth,
insane.
bro? Like
the Dolphins?
24?
24?
21
unanswered?
21?
So Tua balled out.
Tua balled out.
But here's the thing.
Tua is him.
That might not have been the most impressive comeback of Sunday, bro.
What you got?
Don't say me the Jets, bro.
The Cardinals came back 20. The Cardinals came back 20-0. I saw Kyler Murray make what should be a 5-second play turn into a 20-second play and just scramble in like it was like a Madden video game.
Literally Madden.
It was unbelievable. Now the Jets was impressive too because they came back in a shorter amount of time.
It was more luck though, because
Nick Chubb should have fallen on his ass.
Yeah.
And run out the clock and they would have won the game.
Like it was a whole thing,
But the Cardinals though, great comeback. But I will say this: Cliff Kingsbury needs to get fired right now. How can you, first off, lose week 1 the way you did, and then week 2 you're down 20-0 against the Raiders? I don't care that you come back. He sucks, bro. He's putting the Cardinals in a position to lose.
He's one of the worst coaches in football.
He's horrible.
The Cardinals have a good roster, but they actually might be the worst team.
Yeah.
In the NFC East. Or no,
West.
In the NFC West.
No, the Seahawks got exposed.
But the Seahawks don't have a contending roster.
Facts.
So the Cardinals have a contending roster regardless of D-Hop, and yet Cliff Kingsbury is a guy that is putting the Cardinals to be the worst team in NFC West right now, regardless of that.
College coaches don't translate to the NFL. Who's any guy that's done that besides Pete Carroll? Name one. Nick Saban was trash in Miami.
Facts.
Matt Rule is trash in Carolina.
But here's what's even worse about that. Is that Kingsbury wasn't even good in college, bro.
Bro, he was just an air raid boy. That's like you put Mike Leach out there in the NFL right now. He's going to get torn apart.
Texas Tech never competed with anybody in the Big 12, ever.
No.
And they could just put up points, like you said.
Even with Patrick Mahomes every year.
And literally. So it's like you bring a guy that was okay in college, bring him to the league, and he's below average.
But here's my thing with
Cliff Kingsbury should have gone and been the offensive coordinator for USC instead of being a head coach for the Cardinals.
Also, I hate his last name. His last name is so hard to say.
Kingsbury sounds like Pillsbury.
Come on.
Cliff Pillsbury. But you know what I'm saying, though?
Like a doughboy, though.
No, he doesn't. He's a pretty good-looking guy. But no, my thing with Kyler, though, is like you got that bag, too. And weren't you saying all week, double XP in COD?
It was like a 2 XP weekend, or it was like something where like you can trial the new COD.
Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. I'm not a big COD guy, but I saw that and I was like, yo, I'm gonna hammer the Raiders.
I'm just saying, like, Kyler, you just got that bag. You're not even doing that bag justice right now. I know you love Kyler, but Kyler Murray's not showing that he deserves to have that big of a contract at this moment.
But is Cliff holding him back, you think, or is it Kyler?
100%. Cliff's holding him back the same way that Zach Taylor's holding back Joe Burrow right now. It's the same way.
Ooh.
I mean, we're going to get into that.
We can talk about
but
can we got the Dallas boy right here.
This might be one of the only times we do talk about the Dolphins in a positive way. Can we roll that back? Wasn't there a stat about Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill being the first pair of wide receivers to go for 150-plus receiving yards, 2+ touchdowns, and 10+ receptions?
That's the best receiving duo in football. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, I would take over any other receiving duo in football right now. I love Jalen Waddle last year. Tyreek is still him.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, bro.
T had a nice game yesterday.
Well, you want to take him over Sutton and Judy?
Hell yeah!
He gets the f*** out of it.
I'm f***ing with you, bro.
I know. I'm like, yo, what? Are you actually for real right now?
Are you taking Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle over Jamar Chase and T. Higgins?
Yes, right now.
I will too. Boom. I will too.
If you asked me before this week's games, though, the week 2 games, I would have said no. But after watching what just happened, bro, I think the first half was all Jalen Waddle. He looked like wide receiver 1. I literally asked you.
And he dropped like 5 catches.
I know, and I literally asked you, I'm like, wait, is Jalen Waddle wide receiver 1 for the Dolphins? And then Tyreek's like, nah, let me remind you who I am. And that boy went in, 190 yards, 2 tutties. He had 2 gigantic touchdowns for you guys in the fourth quarter.
Nice.
You want to know what pisses me off the most?
That duo is 2 wide receiver 1s. I don't think T. Higgins is a wide receiver 1. I think Jalen Waddle is a wide receiver 1. I think Tyreek Hill is a wide receiver 1.
Here's who competes with them, though. I think Jefferson and Thielen. I'll put them friends.
Cup and A-Rod looked
I
great
agree.
yesterday.
I'll take that, but I think Jalen Waddle has a higher ceiling than Thielen. But Thielen is so nice. But the thing with Tyreek is everyone was like, this guy's going to be worse with Tua. This man just had the third most receiving yards in the last 4 years. He had more yards on Sunday than he had in the last 4 years in most of the games with Patrick Mahomes.
Was that his best game of his career, last game?
No. But in the last 5 years, it was like one of the best games he's ever had.
So wait, you said it was the third best he's had in the past 4 years?
The third best receiving game Tyreek's ever had in the last 4 years.
So that means there were a couple other games where he played better with Mahomes. So let's not say.
Of course, but it's been 2 weeks.
2 games and he's already doing this, though?
Yeah.
That's
it's been 2 weeks. Yeah. In 2 weeks, I've seen Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle be the best wide receiver duo in the NFL, and I've seen that Tua Tagovailoa has the capacity to be a top 10 quarterback and a franchise quarterback.
Bro, I don't know if it's particularly that close behind them for duos at this point.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, Jefferson, Thielen. If Devontae
you think
Smith
Jefferson Thielen is number 2, not Jamar and T?
Yeah, I'll take him over Jamar and T. That's tough.
I don't know about that.
And then I think if Devontae Smith can actually do something other than 0 reception for four targets like he did last game, they can really contend to.
Again, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. But like,
hey, look, there's 2 receivers that have the most yards in the NFL right now, and those 2 are on the Miami Dolphins. So let's just have some respect with that. All right, next, let's pull another one out of the cap.
All right, let's see
another one out of the cap. What's another topic we can talk about? The Cincinnati Bengals won't make the playoffs.
Isn't it like barely any teams that start 0-2 make the playoffs?
No, I think the past 2 years, no team that has started off 0-2 has made the playoffs. And I do believe that the Bengals will miss the playoffs.
The Cincinnati Bengals are overrated.
Bro, look at their whole schedule. Look at their whole schedule they have left. It's terrifying.
I don't give a about the schedule. They just lost to Cooper Rush.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying.
You scared about teams that they're going to play. They just lost to Cooper Rush. Bro, they could go out and play my Pee Wee team, and they would lose. The way they're playing, the way they're being coached, they would lose. LFA, go play the Ravens. They'll beat your ass, bro, with 8-12.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are going to make the playoffs, you have to beat Mitch Trubisky and Cooper Rush, right?
Yeah.
If you're not beating Mitchell Trubisky and Cooper Rush, and you're going 0-2 against those 2 guys,
I'm worried.
Have fun against Lamar. Have fun against Deshaun Watson when he comes back. Have fun against the Bills when you play him this year.
Do the Bengals play the Dolphins?
Week 4, Thursday night football.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
Have fun.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
Get dolphin noise.
The Bengals are worried.
Tua looks good.
Bro, Joe Burrow. Here's the thing about the Bengals. They added to their offensive line this offseason, right? Because Joe Burrow was the most. Though, yesterday. Joe Burrow, well, he's playing Micah Parsons. But Joe, let's
he playing Micah Parsons. Don't you remember?
One of the best players. One of the best players in football. Let's be real.
Yep, that's a good old Texas boy right there. Let me tell you, grass, cornfed.
The Bengals spent the offseason trying to protect Joe Burrow, right? Getting some ammunition on the offensive line to really protect Joe Burrow because last year he was the most sacked quarterback in the league. So they're like Lyle Collins. They beefed up the offensive line, and he was sacked 55 times last year, something like that, or 50-something times. He's on pace this year to be sacked like 100 and something times. He's sacked 13 times so far this year. That's the most in the NFL.
13 in 2 games.
You know how many touchdowns they have in the season? 3. 4 interceptions. Now, we could put this all on Joe Burrow. I did say Joe Burrow's overrated. I still think he's overrated, but I think he's overrated for the pure standpoint, like I said last week, that people put him in the top 5. He's not a top 5 quarterback. But I do think that the Bengals coaching staff is doing him a disservice right now, bro. Zach Taylor's making him do 5 to 7 foot step drops every freaking play. Micah Parsons is getting there in 3 seconds, bro. You can't be doing that if you're a coach. Put him in a better position to succeed. Tua's having success because they're running low short routes with Tua with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Obviously, he got on a couple go routes, but the short game has to create the intermediate and long game, and they're not doing that with Joe Burrow.
Tua Tagovailoa is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow.
No.
But my thing with Joe Burrow is that he looks rattled. Like, I don't know shit about football like that, but like he is not taking the dump offs to T. Higgins. He's force-feeding Jamar Chase. Like, and I've always said Zach Taylor has been someone that I have question marks about. Yeah. Last year's Cincinnati Bengals playoff run was somewhat fraudulent because everything needs to click in order to get to the Super Bowl. And that's not a knock on the Bengals. No. It's more so a byproduct of what happens when everything goes right. Correct. And that's okay. Correct. But we had so many expectations, or let me rephrase, we didn't. The entire media and everyone was hyping up the Bengals like they're a top 5 team, no doubt about it, but they still have a lot of things to improve on and still have a lot of things to fix. And right now, to lose to Cooper Rush and Mitchell Trubisky,
it's unacceptable.
That's unacceptable. Your Super Bowl aspirations don't look too good right now. at all.
They look terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the end of the day, it just seems like what you're saying. Joe Burrow, I don't know what it is. Something's not clicking with him right now. He's trying to force feed Jamar Chase. He's trying to force deep balls and everything to try and come back in games and stuff. It's just stick to your bread and butter, bro. You got 3 stud receivers. Just let the offense go as it is. And also getting sacked 13 times 2 games don't help. But there's just something about Joe Burrow that he doesn't have that confidence right now. Maybe it's because he didn't play in the preseason or something like that, or it's just the appendix.
Loses the appendix. That the confidence was taken out.
Yeah, that's where all the confidence actually comes from.
I'll tell you what, though. When you're playing one of the top 3 defensive players in football, and Micah Parsons, I was watching the game yesterday.
No. Hold on. Michael Parsons is the best defensive player in the NFL.
He could be. He's arguable.
Well, it's arguable just because T.J. Watt's hurt.
I mean, Aaron Donald's Aaron Donald, but at the same time, I'm taking Michael Parsons' youth and speed over Aaron Donald.
You could see the fear that Joe Burrow had. He was rattled. Bro, I was watching the game with my
line was terrified. Every time they had so many false starts yesterday because they're just trying to guard Michael Parsons. It's crazy.
I was watching the game with my girlfriend yesterday, and she was like, "Yo, why does he look so he looked like he's seen a ghost? Like when he was on the sideline, he was just kind of looking straight forward and eyes were wide." I'm like, that's the Micah effect. Micah Parsons was eating this man alive, and he was eating Lyle Collins alive, like you said. But like I said, man, you can't have Joe Burrow doing 7-step drops every freaking play. You got to have the short game, develop the intermediate, develop the long game. And Joe Burrow was just getting rattled, getting hit all game. Even on the passes he was completing, he was getting hit all game. I feel like
they didn't even try to develop the run game either.
They didn't. Mixon had 50 yards. I mean, he was probably averaging 3-4 yards a carry. I mean,
he looked good when he ran the ball.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. Strictly off of the last 2 weeks. Don't take anything in the past. Strictly off of the last 2 weeks. How many quarterbacks would you take over Joe Burrow right now in the first 2 weeks?
Off the last 2 weeks, almost every one.
All right, together. Let's do it
I'm
together.
going to name quarterbacks. You say you'll take them over Joe Burrow based off of the first 2 weeks. Yes or no, okay?
Correct.
Josh Allen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
No.
Yes.
Matthew looked like shit yesterday. What
I
are you
don't
talking
care.
about?
I know what
you said. Look at the last 2 games.
I know what Russ is, though. I know what Russ is.
And a worse coaching staff than the Bengals, clearly.
Jalen Hurts.
No.
Tom Brady.
Sure, yeah, it's Tom Brady.
Tua Tagovailoa. I'll answer that.
No.
Yes.
No, bro.
No, I'm not. What am I saying?
Thank you.
Come on, guys.
I'm about to walk out the damn studio.
Come on, let me ride the high. I'm wearing the shirt.
Let's keep the integrity.
I'm wearing the shirt. I'm riding the high. You want a shirt like Tyreek? Go to the Game Day shop. Sweet, quick plug. Would you take Trevor Lawrence right now over Joe Burrow?
Yes.
No.
Trevor Lawrence is him.
Joe Burrow, him too.
I'm telling you, by the end of the year,
he just has no help right now.
Bro, I'm telling you,
offensive line.
By the end of the year, people will see that Trevor Lawrence is easily a top 10 quarterback, fringe top 5.
All right, you think you're being all hot and shit saying this,
no,
bro? He was the greatest prospect ever going to the league. Let me just see more.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
it's Aaron Rodgers.
Don't even ask
Aaron
me
Rodgers.
that question. Aaron Rodgers or Joe Burrow?
Okay, so just to recap, because there's no one else really I'm interested in. We got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Russ, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Did we say Stafford?
I'm not taking Stafford.
I'm taking Stafford.
I'll take Stafford. That's 8.
Stafford not look that good either.
Would you take Kyler Murray over Joe Burrow?
No. Not right now.
No. Okay, so there's 8 quarterbacks, give or take. So, yeah, top 8 quarterback.
Yeah.
And he can fluctuate. I think Joe Burrow can be as high as a top 4 quarterback, top 3 at his best. But then when he's at his worst right now, he's looking like a top 10 quarterback. You know who else I'll add in there? Deshaun Watson.
Totally. He's not on the field, so it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
But if I can get him at full strength, bro, if I can get him at his best, then yeah, for sure. But I don't know. We don't have that.
I'll take him over most quarterbacks in the league if he's
exactly.
How he was in Houston.
Yeah. I might take Cooper Rush over.
Yeah, can we talk about the Cowboys real quick?
Yeah.
Quickly?
We're talking about the Bengals. We're talking about that's a lot of orange over there. I see a lot of orange on my man Cooper Rush's head.
True.
And
not Walmart version of Andy Dalton.
Bro, he played better than Andy Dalton did. Cooper Rush looked really good.
He looked really, really good. And I've been saying, hold on. We talked about it on Sunday. Should you bench CeeDee Lamb? Should you bench Zeke? Should you bench Dalton Schultz? No, because clearly if you bring back Cooper Rush behind Dak Prescott, you have faith in him. Now, I don't have much faith in Mike McCarthy, but clearly they have a lot more faith in the Walmart Andy Dalton than they do Jimmy Garoppolo and trading for him.
Here's what helped him out.
Hey, chill out. Jimmy looked really good.
Jimmy did look good.
He looked really good against Seahawks.
R.I.P.
But here's the thing that helped out the Cowboys having Cooper Rush is that with Dak, it's like you put so much on him. But with Cooper Rush, you're going to have to utilize the talent around you. They got the ball to the guys that they didn't get to last week. Tony Pollard looked really good yesterday.
Awesome.
They got the ball in Turpin's hands, who was the USFL. The guy who had 2 kick return for touchdowns in the preseason, the only guy. Yeah, Turpin.
I don't watch Cowboys.
Nobody cares about Turpin right now.
I don't watch Cowboys.
What I'm saying is when you have a backup quarterback like that, you're going to have to utilize the players around you. You're going to have to create systems in the offense to make sure your quarterback is successful instead of relying Dak Prescott to do everything. And the Cowboys offense looked pretty good yesterday.
So
and the defense looked amazing.
Do you think there's any merit? I know it's one game. But there are a couple analysts that are like Cooper Rush is a better option at quarterback for the Cowboys right now than Dak Prescott. Is there any validity to that?
There's no validity to that, bro. If they create the offense like they did yesterday, and I saw a lot of Cowboys beat reporters really frustrated because, yeah, the Cowboys are having success, but why didn't they use this same offense as they did with Dak Prescott? They should have. So I don't think there's any validity in that.
Miss me with that nonsense. One last.
No, I'm not saying I vouch for that, but I was just curious because you said the offense they were sharing the ball around a lot more.
So right now, are the Dallas Cowboys going to have a better record this year than the Cincinnati Bengals? On three. 1, 2, 3.
Yes. No. Dude, the Bengals' schedule the second half is so brutal.
Care.
Schedule is the teams you play. They play against the NFC East.
Bro, the Bengals and the Cowboys are going to have a very similar record at the end of the year.
Okay, predict the Cowboys record then right now.
8-9.
Right,
8-9. I'm gonna go 8-9. 8-9.
Okay. What about you? So you have the Bengals being similar. 8-9.
I think the Cowboys could go 6-11. To be fair, it just depends how they go forward. I think the Bengals are really bad.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys have a better defense than the Bengals, and defense wins championships.
Correct.
So.
It's the only reason they're in the games right now. So also, Zeke looks fat as shit. Yo, Zeke, get together, bro. Get your act together, bro. You look good in week 1, averaging 5+ yards a carry. Now you look terrible, bro. It's the reason Cowboy Nation hates you. It's the reason the country thinks you're fat as shit because you are. God damn it.
I still love Zeke, bro. I still love you, Zeke. All right, we're going to wrap that one up. There's no other way
Piss me off, man.
$90
million? Get out of here.
Hey, if you like what you heard today, let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear next week. And also, if you guys want some fire merch, head to thegameday.shop. We got stuff for almost every NFL team right now. It's fire.